Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. How are we all doing today? My hijab's not saying right, sorry. I hope we're all doing well this morning. It's a really, really nice sunny day here in the UK for the first time in a very long time. So after class today, I will have to go out for a walk and make the most of it, inshallah. But if it's 7 a.m. for you, good morning. I hope you had a good night's sleep. It's the second day of our week looking into asana. So every week for these classes during Ramadan, I've given you a limb of the yogic path. So for the first week we covered Salah, but the next 2 weeks we did the first two limbs of yoga, which are the yamas and the niyamas, how you treat other people and how you treat yourself. This week, we're looking at asana, which is the most known limb of yoga. It's the physical practice, it's the postures. So I thought for the first 2 days, we could go over postures that support Salah again, just in case people missed the first week or they didn't get a chance to catch up on those classes. So yesterday we were looking at all of the seated postures, kneeling postures, supporting our spinal column, helping our posture, and just helping our breathing. Today, we're going to be looking at standing postures. So arguably, standing postures are the most important. They are probably my least favorite to practice. I prefer to be on the mat, on a seat, but they are the most important for building that foundational strength, flexibility, and balance. So they're really going to help strengthen the ankles, the feet, and the legs, just helping with overall balance. They help strengthen the spinal column, the core, and the back. They improve posture just from like strengthening all of these muscle groups. They help with circulation and joint mobility, especially in the lower body, and they can boost energy, but they also take energy. So for today's class, if you are feeling a little bit low on energy, if you're having a hard day fasting, if you missed suhoor, I would suggest taking this class maybe after iftar or just before iftar when you have a little bit more energy, or you can do it earlier on in the day while you have your energy. It's entirely up to you. Just letting you know, this class is going to be a little bit more on your feet, a little bit more movement than yesterday's. So the main thing that we're going to be working on today is fostering mental focus and grounding with our body alignment. So using the awareness we've cultivated from our seated postures to translate into figuring out where our body is in space when we're standing up. So the only things we're going to need today, if you're going to need anything, are going to be a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. You can just use any hard, solid thing that will bring the floor to your hand. So you can use anything. Like if you have like a box, you can use this. So equally, you don't need the blocks. So coming onto our mat to get started today, we're going to start in a comfortable seat, facing the long edge of the mat, bringing our hands down onto our knees, and just start by turning in towards the breath. So we're really lengthening through the spine here, grounding down through the sit bones. And just feeling the breath soften as we arrive. You can maybe start to elongate those inhales, elongate the exhales. And just notice where you feel the breath move to as you breathe. Maybe taking a gentle scan of the body, noticing how everything feels this morning. Noticing how the breath feels, if there's any restriction, if it flows with ease. And then slowly in your own time, crossing over the feet, coming over onto the knees. And then you can either bring your knees and your feet together, or you can bring the toes together and open out the knees as wide as the mat. And then we're going to exhale to soften everything down to the floor, extending the arms out in front of you, coming into our child's pose. So as we're breathing in this posture, feeling the side of our body start to open up, feeling the back of our body open up. And really lengthening through that spine, really reaching with the fingers. And at the same time, sending the hips back towards the heels. So making sure we're not coming up too much, we're pushing ourselves down and back. Inhale to bring your head up, and then walk your right hand all the way over to the right, bringing the left on top. And then exhale to soften yourself back down, bringing the head in between the arms. Inhaling to lift the head back up, walking the hands back to the center, and then all the way over to the left-hand side. The right hand comes on top of the left. Exhale, sink the head in between the hands. Inhale to lift the head up, walk the hands all the way back to center. This time placing the right hand in the middle. Inhale the left hand all the way up to the sky, gazing up at the fingers, and then exhale, sweep it underneath your right armpit. So you can pull your head through underneath that right armpit, reaching the arm up overhead. And breathing into the twist here. Inhale to reach that arm back through and place it back onto the mat. And then inhale the right arm up. Exhale, sweep it underneath the left armpit, bringing the right hand side of the face down to the mat. Inhale the head back up, bring the hands both in front of you to meet each other. And then we're going to ripple forward. So bring the knees together, plant the hands in front of you. Inhale and pull up through the top of your spine, sending your weight forward, rounding through the back. And then when you get to the front here, we're going to exhale, tuck the tailbone, and send the hips back. So inhale to pull forward. Exhale to tuck the tailbone and send the weight back. So we're moving between these two poses with the breath. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. So we're really working into the spine here. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back. Last one to inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. And then we're going to inhale to come up into our tabletop with our hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Inhale to drop the stomach. Exhale to round through the spine. So we're bringing that same movement, but just into stillness in our tabletop. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. And extend your right leg along the mat. Push down with your heel. Inhale to send the weight over your wrists. And then exhale, push it back. So we're working into the ankle joint here. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. And you should feel a nice stretch along the back of your calf muscle here. Good, then bring that right knee to meet the left. Exhale to extend the left leg all the way down, and we'll bring in that same forwards and backwards movement. So inhaling to send the weight forward, exhaling, pushing it back. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Really pushing with that heel as if you're trying to get it all the way down to the floor. Good. And then bringing that left knee to meet the right. Send your weight backwards, coming onto our knees. And then inhale to pull your right knee in towards your body. So you're really stretching the front of that right foot there. If it's too intense, you can release the knee a little bit more to the floor, just taking it as far as you need so you can feel that stretch without it causing you any serious discomfort. Exhale, drop the right knee. Inhale to lift that left knee and stretch into the front of the left foot this time. Exhale to drop that left knee. Come onto your hands, send the weight forward, tuck your toes, and then send your weight back onto your heels. So we're just going to hold this as long as you need to feel a nice stretch along the balls of the feet, the backs of the toes. But if it gets a little bit too intense, you can just untuck and come back onto your heels. But just really try and connect to your breath here. Use your mind over your matter. It can be quite an intense posture. Inhale to send your weight forward. Exhale, slowly, slowly come back onto the feet. And just whack the tops of your toes against the mat. Good. And then we're going to plant the hands, come forward into our tabletop, and then tuck the toes. Exhale and send your hips up into your first down dog. Now we can pedal out the knees here. So inhale to bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Exhale, push the right leg straight, bend the left knee. Inhale to switch the leg. Exhale, bringing the left knee in. Just moving between these two, working into the hamstrings. And then planting your feet, coming onto the fingertips and slowly, slowly walking your hands all the way back to meet your feet at the end of the mat. Planting your hands here, so this is where you can start to use the blocks. If you're really struggling to find the floor here, you can come onto your blocks, whichever height you need. But we want to feel a nice stretch in the backs of the legs here. Inhale to straighten the spine, straighten the legs, gaze forward. Exhale to bend the knees, let the torso hang over the thighs, drop the head. Inhale, lift the head, straighten the spine and the legs. Exhale, drop the head, bend the knees, fold all the way down. Inhale to lift the head, gaze forward. Exhale, drop everything down into your fold. And then bringing the left hand into the middle of the floor. You can also keep it on the block if you need to. Bend into the left knee and lift that right arm all the way up to the sky, gazing up at the fingers. Exhale, drop the right hand in place of the left. Bend into the right knee and then inhale up towards the left, gazing up at the left fingers. Exhale, drop the left hand to meet the right. Bring a nice deep bend into the knees. Drop your thighs, your stomach onto your thighs. Bring your hands onto opposite elbows and let everything hang heavy. You can rock from side to side here. And then slowly on an inhale, start to round through your vertebra, grounding down through the feet, staying strong in the legs, coming all the way up to a standing position. Now, I'll lift you up a little bit so you can see me better. Coming to the top of your mat now, we're going to come into our tree pose. So placing your foot either onto that shin, onto the inside of the knee, or you can use your hand to pull it all the way up into your thigh, and then open that knee out to the side. You can use a wall, you can keep your foot on the floor, whatever you need to keep your balance, but really focus on grounding down through that left foot. And then inhale to bring that knee all the way back in towards your chest, keeping your balance. Exhale, send the foot slowly back to the back of the mat. Turn that foot out to face the long edge of the mat and then bring a deep bend into that front knee. Inhale to extend the arms out to a T. You can gaze over that front middle finger as you come back to your breath. From here, flip the front palm, inhale, and send your left hand all the way back overhead. Your right hand comes down towards the right knee. Keep a bend in that front knee as well. When you come back, don't bring it out of that bend. Exhale, drop your left elbow to your left knee. Inhale, open up the chest, extend the right arm up to the sky. So we're really opening up across the hips here and the chest, lengthening through the side. Now you might need a block for this pose. I'll show you how to use it. You place it on the inside of your foot. Your left hand is going to come onto the block. Inhale to straighten the left leg, and then turn the right hip open to the sky as you extend the right hand upwards. So you can do this by just bringing the hand wherever it lands on the shin, but don't crunch yourself down and then close off this hip. You want this part to be nice and open, so wherever your hand lands, that's absolutely fine. Exhale to drop that right hand all the way down. We're framing that front foot, and we're going to step all the way back into plank. So inhale to send the left foot back. We're pushing the ground away from us. And we're going to lower ourselves down to the mat now. So we're going to go knees, chest, chin. And then inhale to pull ourselves through into a back bend. So I'll show you how to do that one again. It can be a bit of a tricky transition to figure out at first, but once you get it, you'll be able to use it all the time. So inhale, exhale, lower the knees, then your chest, then your chin, and then inhale, pull your chest through, straighten the arms into your back bend. From here, tuck the toes, exhale, coming up into our down dog. Nice big exhale here. And then walk the feet all the way forward towards the hands, nice and slowly. You can come up onto the fingers. You can bring the hands off the mat. And then slowly inhale all the way up to standing. Good, so we'll take the same on the other side now. So this time grounding down through the right leg and then lifting up the left foot into our tree pose. Hands can come to heart center, they can stay on your hips, they can stay out to the side to help you with your balance, or you can hold onto a wall. Connect back to your breath here. Apologies if you can hear any construction noises from my neighbors. We're going to try and keep things nice and peaceful here. Inhale to lift the left knee in towards your chest, keeping your balance, and then exhale, send it slowly, slowly back, all the way to the back of the mat. And we're turning that foot to face the left edge, the left long edge, and then bend deeply into that right knee. Extending your arms out to a T. Inhale to flip the front palm, send your weight forward, and then exhale, sweep the right hand all the way up overhead, bringing the left hand down towards the knee. Inhale, come back up and bring your right knee, your right elbow to your right knee. Extend the left arm up overhead and then take a nice deep exhale once you arrive. And then we're going to take that triangle pose again. So if you had your block, you can place that in the middle, in the front, the inside of your right foot. Sorry, fasting brain is getting to me apparently. Inhale to straighten the right leg and lift that left hand all the way up to the sky. Opening up through the hips, opening up through the chest. And then exhale, drop your hands, frame that front foot. Step yourself back into your high plank. Big deep inhale, and then exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, pull the chest all the way through, straighten the arms, gazing up at the sky. And then exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips all the way up into our down dog. Good. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Inhale to send it all the way forward in between your hands. And then lift the arms up into a high lunge. We're keeping a nice deep bend in that front knee. Exhale to bring your hands to heart center. And then inhale to bring all of your weight forward into that right foot. And then slowly lift the back leg, coming into your warrior three. You can keep your hands on a block here or on the floor until you find your stability, and then you can lift up into prayer hands. Inhale to come up to standing. We're going to sweep that left leg all the way through. Keep it nice and straight and see if we can grab underneath that leg, coming into a standing balance. Exhale, drop the left leg all the way down and come back to a standing position. Take a nice deep breath here, and then inhale to lift the right foot. Send it all the way back to the back of the mat. As you exhale, inhale, lift the arms up into a high lunge. Exhale to bring your hands to heart center. And then inhale, shift your weight forward to that left foot. Slowly, slowly coming up into our warrior three. Keep the back leg nice and engaged as if you're pushing the right heel away from you. Squeezing up through the glutes and the core. And inhale, coming up to standing. Sending that right leg all the way forward. Maybe bringing the hands underneath the knee. Extending the foot in front of you. Don't worry if you're wobbling here. That's what these standing poses are for. Exhale to drop the foot all the way down to a standing position. Good. Okay. Now we're going to come into Malasana. So you can use a block for this one if you don't have as much mobility in your ankles. So you can sit it up like this, taking your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance, turning the toes out to the side. Exhale to send your hips down. So if you struggle with stability, you can have a block underneath your sit bones, and you can really use that block to push your knees apart, open up through the hips. Close down the eyes. Now, if you don't have a block, or you did have the block, we're going to remove it. You can bring your hands to the floor just to help you find your stability. Sink the hips all the way down. And then use your hands to help you push your knees away from you. Exhale to drop the left hand in front of the left foot. Extend the right arm up overhead. Exhale to drop the right hand in front of the right foot, sorry. Inhale, the left arm up to the sky. And then dropping both hands down. This time we are going to come up onto our tiptoes, walk the hands forward, and just move into your hips. So send your knees backwards and forwards as you inhale and exhale. We're moving into the ankles, the knees, the hips with this one. And then dropping your knees down to the floor, take your feet outside of your sit bones. So we're not sitting on our heels, the heels are outside of our hips. Now you might need something underneath your sit bones here just to make it a little bit more comfortable on the fronts of the thighs. If your knees feel like they're being pulled, take them wider. Now this might be enough of a stretch. But if you do want to take it a little bit further, you can start to lean backwards onto your forearms. And just coming back to our breath here, feeling the stretch across the front of the body. Inhale to come back up onto the hands. Remove the prop if you have one under your hips. And then swing your feet to the side, coming all the way down. Actually, coming onto our butt for now. Keeping your legs nice and bent. We're going to bring the right foot on top of that left thigh. So you can keep your left leg as extended as you need it to be to feel this stretch. So if this feels good for you, you can keep it here, or you can shuffle that left foot and your hips together to really open up across the side of that right glute. Inhale, release. Exhale here. And then inhale to place the left foot on the front of the right thigh. Nice deep breath in, maybe bringing the right foot in a little bit closer. And just finding your breath. And then exhale to drop both feet down. Dropping the knees out to the side, the soles of the feet come to touch. You can shuffle your hips in a little bit. Give yourself a nice little shake of the knees. And then just finding stillness here. Closing down the eyes. And then sending your feet forward, sending your hips forward. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. You can keep your knees out towards the side, maybe placing a prop underneath them just to support them. Or if this feels a little bit too intense, just lift the knees a little bit higher so you don't have as much of a strain on this muscle here. Just coming back to the breath as we end the practice. Noticing how the body feels now compared to when we began. And giving yourself a nice scan from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Is there anything you can adjust? Is there anything you can move to make yourself even more comfortable in this moment? And then you can extend the legs here. Turn the palms up to face the sky. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So here we're not forcing the breath. We're not trying to slow it down. We're not trying to lengthen it. We're just letting it be. And then slowly bringing some movement back into the fingers, back into the toes. Pulling your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Thanking your body for all that it's done for you today. Thanking yourself for showing up. And just to end the class, as always, I will read out a verse from the Quran to reflect on for the rest of the day. A call to compassion. Reflect on the verse. Worship Allah and associate nothing with Him, and to parents do good, and to relatives, orphans, the needy, the near neighbor, the neighbor farther away, the companion at your side, the traveler, and those whom your right hand possess. Think about the broader concept of worship and kindness. How do your acts of kindness towards others contribute to your worship of Allah? In what ways can you extend kindness to those around you for a more compassionate and connected community? So thinking about how we can show compassion to the people in our lives today, using what we have just worked on to help strengthen our salah for the rest of the day, and to keep us strong with our fasting. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. It was really nice to go through some standing postures with you. Tomorrow, we will be going through a nice hip opening sequence. So this is going to be focused on releasing any trapped emotions and just opening up your lower body, opening up the hip space, which is a very important space for mobility and emotional freedom. So inshallah, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. Have a good day. Assalamu alaikum.